Hi, in this video we are going to introduce you to QreBuilder, which also includes a scripting tool for automating scripting and generating questionnaires in the right format for IIS. We only use Google Chrome for QreBuilder. If necessary, you can switch QreBuilder to another language within your profile settings. On the Start page, you can see a list of projects that you have access to. These can be projects within your business unit, projects that you have created, or projects which you have been assigned by someone else. You can mark individual projects by clicking on the asterisks. You can find the projects marked in your Favorites tab so that you always have them at your disposal. If there is a plus sign for the project, it means that the project contains multiple questionnaires. For example, questionnaires for different target groups. You can also search for individual projects using the search engine. Just enter the client's name or the project name. On top of that, if you check off the search content box, you can also search questionnaires according to the questions they contain. Basically, this function means you can search within all content, even inside questionnaires like full text. Below that, you can find all of the questionnaires that contain this word, phrase, or even text. After clicking on the project's information and its questionnaires are expanded on the right. After selecting a specific questionnaire, you can effortlessly view the individual questions on the right without having to open each questionnaire. This feature also allows you to save individual questions to a temporary repository labeled clipboard. In order to edit, duplicate, or share projects, use the menu at the top right. Now let's talk about how to start a new project. We can create a project by using the New Project button. Here we can choose whether to build a new project from a template, adapt an existing project, or even create a completely new blank project. Under Templates, we can choose projects when we know that we are creating a standardized questionnaire with minimal changes. The questions are already prepared here with proper wording and in the order we need them. Existing projects serve to create recurrent research or research on a similar focus. Empty projects, therefore, serve to create a completely new blank project. This displays a menu where you need to fill in the project name and the project number. This must be the same as the project number in the job book, and you need to fill in the client for whom we are conducting the project. If you need additional people to work with you, also adjust the security. Here we can change the visibility of the whole project. We can also add individual users or entire business units. Along with the creation of a new project, a questionnaire is automatically created. In this case, additional data is required here. Specifically, the name of the questionnaire number, which corresponds to the project number supported by the letter in the row, the language, the data collection method, the responsible client service person, and if needed, a member of the data processing team. Subsequently, we can upload questions from an already implemented Q file or start working on a blank questionnaire. When you open a blank questionnaire, questions that are usually used for stratification are automatically retrieved. If you do not want to use the questionnaire, you can hide it by clicking on the eye icon, and they will no longer be visible in the questionnaire. In the blank questionnaire, we can insert individual sections, instructions for respondents, or more complex notes for programmers. In the same way, of course, new questions can also be added. However, we can also include questions from the database. There you can find preset, ready-to-use questions. the possibility to choose questions from already existing projects, and the ability to retrieve questions you have saved to your clipboard. The clipboard serves as a temporary local repository. Any saved questions here will only be available on your specific computer. After adding a new question, it is always necessary to state its wording and to determine what type of question it is. In the menu for each question, we can add a note to the programmer, an instruction for the respondent, or the wording of a question in the tables. If you do not fill out the label, the question will appear in the tables in its entirety. For each question, we can add individual answers, headlines to answers, and buttons. Buttons are a special option in the questionnaire that is separate from the basic answer. Therefore, there can't be more than 3 in the questionnaire. These are always exclusive, standalone answers. Now let's show you how to create more complex types of questions, such as question sets. First, we name the question and choose its type. In our case, it's a question set, a question loop, or a so-called grid. It is then necessary to fill in the statements that will be evaluated in the question set. You can write individual statements in the appropriate fields or use the Paste Text button. This button allows you to copy multiple answers to the questionnaire at once. You can copy replies from Excel, Word, and Notepad, or simply do it manually. If you use a set of statements or tags repeatedly in the questionnaire, you can use the List button. This ensures that a list of statements or brands, for example, will always be the same for all questions using this feature in the questionnaire. In conclusion, we only choose what type of response we want and type in the answer options. The following features are also very useful. The option to rotate individual responses, the option to set the answer as exclusive, or the option to make the answer open-ended. If you have a red exclamation mark on some of the questions in the questionnaire, it means that you've not filled it in correctly and cannot pass on the questionnaire to the scripting team for data processing. You can also upload additional files for each question. Images, documents, more complicated stratifications, and others are all possible. While using Questionnaire Builder, you don't have to worry about losing your work. Any changes you make to the questionnaire are automatically saved. However, if you want to be sure, simply click on the diskette icon to manually save everything. You can also view the entire questionnaire by using the Preview tab. You can see each individual question here, just like the client would see them. All questions in the preview are expanded and typed in text. You can also download questionnaires as a Word document here. In the menu at the top right, you can edit the project settings, the questionnaire settings, or duplicate the entire questionnaire. You can duplicate the questionnaire if you need to edit the questionnaire for another target group, different data collection method, and so on, or if you need to translate it into another language. Translations of duplicate questionnaires are done in the preview by using the button to start translating. The original text to be translated is in pink, and the translated text is in black. If you need to pass the questionnaire onto an external translator, you also need to change the status of the questionnaire to external translation. This generates a link which you can share with your external translator via email. In the same way, you can share the questionnaire with your client so that they can preview and comment on your draft. This is done by changing the status to client feedback. If client feedback is not needed, You can pass it directly on to your scripting team for data processing by changing the status to scripting. So, that's all for today, and I hope you enjoy using Questionnaire Builder. Bye for now.